Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a look at one of the absolutely most striking and unusual houseplants you could possibly bring into your space. We're talking about the Microsorum musifolium, better known to you and me as the crocodile fern. Now, if you want a plant that instantly sparks a conversation, this is it. But keeping it thriving, well, that requires a very specific approach, something we're going to call the rainforest replicator care strategy. Okay, let's dive into this. I mean, just look at those broad, leathery fronds. They're covered in this incredibly distinct network of dark green veins, and it creates this embossed texture that literally looks exactly like crocodile skin. It is a total prehistoric masterpiece. But it begs the question, how exactly do you care for a plant that looks like a reptile? Well, that's the puzzle we're solving today, taking you from a complete beginner to an absolute expert. Here's our roadmap for today's explainer. First, we'll meet the fern, then we'll explore its rainforest home, break down water and soil, cover routine maintenance, do some quick troubleshooting, and wrap it all up with a few pro tips. All right, section 1, meet the fern, a prehistoric beauty. Now, what's really interesting about this is that because this fern actually originates in the lush tropical canopies of places like Southeast Asia, Malaysia, New Guinea, and parts of northern Australia, the secret to its care boils down to one single word: epiphyte. See, in the wild, this plant doesn't actually grow in the dirt. It anchors itself right onto the branches and trunks of other trees way high up in the canopy. It literally just gathers moisture and nutrients from the air and the organic debris around it. Keep this epiphytic nature in mind because it completely dictates everything we're going to do from here on out. Moving right along to section 2, rainforest home, recreating the canopy. Since your living room probably isn't a literal Southeast Asian jungle, our goal here is to fake it. We want to simulate that environment as closely as we can. So let's talk about light. Up in that tree canopy, the fern gets dappled, filtered sunlight. If you blast this poor plant with direct, intense afternoon sun, it's going to quickly scorch those delicate fronds and completely wash out that beautiful crocodile patterning. Dappled shade is exactly what you want. An east-facing window giving it some gentle, cool morning sun, that is absolute perfection. Next up is humidity, and I really cannot stress this enough. 60 to 80% humidity is absolutely non-negotiable for this guy. Remember, it's a rainforest plant. If your home drops below that, especially in the wintertime when the heaters are blasting, you are going to struggle. So to hit that sweet spot, you can group your plants together to create a little microclimate. You can place the fern's pot on a pebble tray filled with water, or honestly, better yet, just run a room humidifier right nearby. Warmth is just as crucial. You're aiming to maintain a nice, stable indoor temperature between 65 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And stable is the key word there. Sudden temperature swings will severely stress out a crocodile fern. So keep it far, far away from sudden cold drafts near your doors or windows, and make double sure it's nowhere near a direct AC or heating vent. Section 3, water and soil, the epiphyte diet. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we mean by an epiphytic diet. Because this fern naturally lives on tree branches, its roots absolutely need to breathe. If you pack them into heavy, standard potting soil, they'll just suffocate. So, to mimic its natural home, here is the ultimate super airy soil recipe you need. It's a blend: 1 part peat moss or cocoa coir to hold on to a bit of moisture, 1 part orchid bark for that absolutely crucial aeration, and 1 part perlite so it drains rapidly. This mix prevents root suffocation while still holding just the right amount of water for the plant to drink. When it comes to watering, your golden rule is simply the number 1. You always want to wait until the top 1 inch of the soil feels just slightly dry to the touch before giving it another drink. Please, don't rely on a strict weekly schedule. Just let the soil be your guide here. Naturally, during the active spring and summer growing seasons, you're going to be watering it quite a bit more often than during those sleepy, dormant winter months. So when that top inch is finally dry, give it a really thorough watering with lukewarm, filtered water. Tap water can sometimes hold chemicals that are just a bit too harsh for ferns. Soak it until you see water draining right out the bottom. But, and listen closely here, make sure you dump out any excess water from the saucer immediately. Letting this epiphytic plant sit in a soggy puddle of standing water is basically a one-way ticket to fatal root rot. Section 4, maintenance, repotting, and propagation. So how do we keep this exotic beauty growing strong over its long lifespan? Well, it turns out they're actually surprisingly low maintenance if you've already nailed their environment. Crocodile ferns are very light feeders, You only really need to feed them once a month during the spring and summer, and you'll want to use a balanced liquid fertilizer diluted down to half strength. When fall rolls around, cut the fertilizer completely. As for grooming, just grab some sterile shears and snip off any dead or yellowing fronds right at the base. And since they are slow-growing epiphytes, they actually kind of enjoy being slightly root-bound. You're only looking at repotting them maybe every 2 to 3 years, basically just when you see roots visibly circling the pot.
Let's move to and see how this builds into propagation. The absolute easiest way to multiply your fern is through rhizome division. While you're doing that spring repotting, you just carefully unpot the fern and take a good look at that thick, creeping rhizome right at the base. Find a natural division point, somewhere with a few healthy fronds and roots attached, snip it cleanly with those sharp shears, and then pop the new section shallowly into some fresh epiphytic mix. And remember, never ever bury that rhizome deep down in the soil, or it is going to rot on you.
Oh, and a super quick note on reproduction. If you ever flip a mature leaf over and spot these neat little rows of brown, powdery dots, take a deep breath. Don't panic. Those are definitely not pests. They're actually called sori, and they hold the fern's spores. Since ferns don't grow flowers, this is just their entirely natural way of reproducing. It's actually this really fascinating sign that you have a happy, fully mature plant on your hands. Section 5. Troubleshooting, translating distress signals. Look, even with the absolute best care in the world, plants get stressed out. So here's how to quickly translate those distress signals so you can course correct before it's too late. Seeing brown, crispy edges, your humidity is probably way too low or you're underwatering. If the fronds are turning yellow, you're likely going the other way, overwatering and suffocating those roots. If that gorgeous, striking crocodile pattern is suddenly looking all pale and faded, move the plant. It's getting way too much direct sunlight. And lastly, if the base rhizome feels mushy and smells kind of foul, yeah, that's root rot. You need to act immediately to dry it out. Though I have to be honest, root rot is very often fatal. You're also going to want to keep a sharp eye out for pests, especially the ones that thrive in dry indoor climates. We're talking spider mites, mealybugs, and scale. They absolutely love to hide right on the textured undersides of those fronds. But hey, the good news? Maintaining that strict 60 to 80% humidity we talked about earlier is honestly your best natural defense against spider mites. If you do happen to spot any pests though, just wipe them down early on with some insecticidal soap. And finally, Section 6, Pro Tips, Mastering the Crocodile Fern. So, the crucial point is, let's quickly summarize those expert takeaways that will take you from just keeping this plant alive to watching it truly flourish in your home. Rule 1, always mimic the rainforest. That high humidity is your absolute secret weapon. Rule 2, remember to plant shallowly. Keep that rhizome right near the surface. Rule 3, keep the soil airy. Please toss out that dense standard potting soil. And here is a truly fantastic bonus fact for all the animal lovers out there. The crocodile fern is 100% non-toxic to both cats and dogs, which makes it a totally safe, worry-free addition to your indoor jungle. Which really leaves us with one final question for you. Is your home ready for a prehistoric rainforest touch? Yes, it takes a little bit of extra effort to dial in the humidity and get the soil just right, but the reward of those incredible, textured, reptilian fronds arching right across your living room, it's absolutely unmatched. Take these structured steps, apply the rainforest replicator strategy, and go grow your very own exotic masterpiece. Honestly, it makes you wonder what other prehistoric secrets might be hiding right now at your local nursery. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and we will see you on the next one.